Chris Cooper. You're a pretty good guitar player yourself, aren't you?
No.
I didn't think so.
Not at all.
I knew that. You could have lied.
Well, that would be against my professional ethics, you know.
And Chris Cooper from Serenity Wealth Management. How you doing?
I'm great, guys. How are we doing today? You've had some fun conversations already. I've missed out on them. I'm sitting there yelling at my microphone or my car. I'm like, come on. This is good stuff.
What, we kept you in this car?
Well,
I love that.
I love it. Of course you do. All the time.
So Grover Norquist was just here.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking at one of his charts that he left behind. I'm like, dang, this is awesome.
Taxes are Ken, do you think right now taxes are the first thing out of people's mouth when they start about stuff in Missouri?
It really is. I mean, we had a graduation party recently. It was about 2 weeks ago, and actually it came up a couple of times with the young people and with the older people. And it's about taxes. It's about the economy and everything. I mean, people are concerned.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're a young person, you should definitely want this whole thing to go through with this whole, I don't like any idea of a tax on income, because at the end of the day, that's a tax on your wealth, on your wages, on your ability to earn a living. And quite frankly, we want people to want to work. We want to incent people to work. And taxing revenue kind of decentivizes work.
I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to say real quick, my wife in particular, she said, well, no, if you get rid of income tax, you're just going to put it somewhere else.
They will. I agree. I mean, that's not wrong. But you know what? Why do I care? If I'm still getting the things that the government needs to fund, it doesn't matter how I pay for it. I just think that having a tax that on things that you buy is a little bit more efficient and real than a tax on your income.
I agree with that.
That's just my
You don't want to get
thought
taxed,
process.
don't buy it.
Right, exactly. You have complete control. Live off the grid.
So I just thought something. Caddy
fine.
hates me because I talk about shrinking government and all that stuff?
No.
Okay.
No. She likes it.
Okay.
She just is concerned
I don't
about
want it to be
where are they taking the money next?
Well, and that's the other thing it'll open up the door to is the real issue is government spending.
Yes.
Right? And I love that statistic about, the one thing that's a drain on the economy right now, or a little bit of a black eye on the economy right now, is the jobs report is down. Everything else looks pretty good from an economic growth perspective, but the jobs report is down. Well, the reason why is because of the federal jobs being reduced. That's a big deal.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, it's a really good thing. So the worst thing in the metric of the economy right now is bad job reports. But if you look at the detail behind it, you're like, well, I'm okay with this.
That's a great point during the Biden administration. They said, we have great jobs. Jobs are being increased, and you know where they were coming from?
You made them up.
Government jobs. Well, they were government jobs, and they were also from people coming in from outside the country.
I didn't hear that on the Today Show, Ken.
No, I didn't either.
That's why I meant you made it up, by the way, because they made up jobs. Like, you can do those kind of things. So, and we're going to talk about talk shows, by the way. I got to give credit to my boy, J.D. Vance. What a great job on The View.
Man.
It was my first time watching The View. I'll admit it. I've never seen it before. I know that surprises
Why would
you.
you?
Yeah, exactly. But this one I did watch, and I was like, wow, he did great. I really enjoyed that.
There's no way that they could keep up with him.
No, it was awesome.
All right, so let's get back to this.
All right.
When Grover, by the way, just before Grover left, he was explaining to me that this chart here, the blue means...
Well, now we're on the backside here? All right.
Yeah.
Let me look at this.
The blue sections mean that's when the Democrats had the House of Representatives and the Senate. And look how it's all blue, until 1996, and then it starts to get all red.
But look where the numbers were with the blue, and look where the numbers are with the red.
Right.
Yeah.
Better with the red.
Yes.
Yeah. So I said to him before he left, I said, how did we survive before 1913? And he knew exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, because it was before the income tax.
He said, we did just fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
2% spending. 2% spending.
Yeah.
It all comes down to spending. And I don't see why this has to be on our backs and our responsibility.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Even in this state, I don't get it.
It doesn't make sense. And that's the whole argument for it. And again, it gets back to a tax on productivity is a problem. We want to make productive people. We want to send people to do things that are productive. And if you're going to tax productivity, which is income, what are you doing? You're
Boy, this has got to
decentralizing.
burn you up when you hear about people making their money and not being able to save it.
Absolutely. Well, and it just drives me nuts. This is your money. You should be able to invest it how you want to, including in your own life and fun, right? It just doesn't make sense. And we need to make sure our representatives are holding themselves accountable to making sure that we're focusing on the things that the government should be focusing on. That's it's pretty common sense, really, right?
Yep. Grover left us all kinds of great literature. These are the people in government who have supported no income tax Mike Kehoe, Vivek Malik, Eric Schmidt, whole bunch of U.S. House Representatives, state senators like Nick Schroer, and then on the back it has non-signers, and it's Josh Hawley. What's he doing?
I don't know.
All right, so there was something else you wanted to talk about. You want to talk about taxes?
Well, I think that's a great conversation because we should always talk about taxes. And just so you know, one of the other things that's a big tax drain, Social Security Disability Insurance Fund, which is SSDI. It's going to get unfunded.
I know a very handsome guy who talks about that all the time.
2034 is when it's going to run out. Okay, and one of the reasons government spending continues to increase is because of an aging population. So we have a math problem, and it's because of these kind of social programs. We have to fund them effectively, or we have to change the program, and it hasn't really been changed that much. I mean, it's from the 30s. It's basically the same program. It started becoming taxable in the 80s and then again in the 90s to some degree, but it's still a challenge. And the answer is not, release the cap of wages, because the people that spend the most on Social Security also get the least benefit. So again, it's a terrible program, but it's really designed to be an insurance program. It's not an income program. So
I kind of like Social Security.
I understand.
Now that I'm collecting it.
Well, when you're collecting it, it's great, right?
But I put into it my whole life.
You did, but you could have done so much better with a better program.
I get it.
You just could have.
But let's talk about...
Okay.
Go ahead, Kenny.
I was just going to say, President Trump and his administration are trying things like Trump accounts and things like that to try and move us away from the government dependency.
Yeah, and the Trump account was an interesting idea. I still think that there's better vehicles out there.
Okay.
It's a very niche thing. It sounds kind of cool. It's technically considered a MAGA account, which is interesting. What does it stand for? So now it's going to drive me nuts. I'm going to remember it. I'm going to have to call you because it's going to kill me.
Call anytime.
So it's a money account for something. It's kind of a cool little acronym. Okay. But now I
want to get back to
frustrated. So
SSDI, okay?
Yeah.
Because I've talked about SSDI for how long on this show?
For 5 years.
Well, it's going to have to be a political conversation here in the next administration. Someone's going to have to deal with it.
Because there are people who are out washing their car on the weekend and they're collecting SSDI.
Yeah.
Now, if you're hurt and you really can't work, fine.
That's what it was supposed to fund.
But people are abusing it. That's
100%.
the Doge. That's the
that's
fraud
what the
and
spending.
abuse.
That's what government spending should be about, is trying to make sure that these programs are used by the people who need them.
Yep.
Getting rid of the fraud and the spending, that's one of the things that can help make those funds last. But this president is not going to have to deal with it. The next president is not going to have to deal with it. In 2028, they can run. They can run on any platform they want, because by 2032, their term's done. But the president that runs in 2032, he's going to have a problem on his hands. And he's not going to get reelected, because no matter what you do to fix the program, everyone's going to be pretty ticked off.
It's like a third rail.
It's terrible.
You can't take
You
any of that away.
can't talk about it.
Right.
No one's going to vote for you if you run on a program to eliminate Social Security. That's a terrible platform to run on. So no one's going to talk about it until 2032. And right now, they're saying that you're going to get about 80% of your current benefit. That's what they're saying right now, unless they do something different.
Do what?
They need to do a lot of things different.
Privatize it?
Yeah, well, I would take that bet. I would love to.
So why don't I hear that? Why don't I hear that in the news?
Yeah, Chris.
Because it's
Chris,
a program that's
it's your
designed since the 30s, and it's been overinflated to be a retirement program, and it never was. It was a don't get too old for society program. At a time when you lived into the mid-60s, and you collected the benefit in the mid-60s. You were on program for 2 years. Do the math.
And that's not really fair, because you
doesn't work.
You put in so much more than you got
It
out.
was a terrible system back then, and it's a terrible system back still today. Yeah.
So,
all right, radical situation.
Yeah.
What do you suggest?
Oh gosh, man! Now you're putting me really on the spot.
I really shouldn't even.
So,
because it's really
first
involved.
of all, get rid of the I love your thought about eliminating the fraud. Okay, the earnings cap. I'm very fine getting rid of the earnings cap on one caveat. You got to understand that if you're going to put more in as a person, that person's also going to receive more benefit as well. It's already a terrible payout for the more you make.
Yeah.
It's a terrible payout. So that's fine. Scrap the cap. That's what they think is the biggest fix. You got to understand the dynamics of the system. It's already a ripoff for well-off individuals. Okay. They also need to increase the wage, or not the wage. I'm sorry, the age. Okay. Right now it's 67. It should be 68. Quite frankly, it should probably be 70. Okay, we're living longer lives. It is what it is, and I'm sure there's people are so mad at me. Oh, this guy. These are the things we have to do, and I'm not telling you that I like it. If you really want to know what I like, I think you shouldn't have paid for it for the last working career.
But I accepted it when I was supposed to be.
Did you have a choice? Did you sign up?
No, I didn't have any choice.
Hold on. Go ahead. Hold on, guys. We're running out of time.
Oh, geez.
And I want to talk about privatizing Social Security and the post office, by the way. Yeah. How long does it take? I mean, will I live to see the privatization
you
of
won't
Social
know.
Security?
What they need to do is they need to. You'd have to create a point, right? A point in time. You'd have to create a point in time and say, hey, this is the individuals that are going to be on a different type of a program. And anyone that's on the program today, you're still on it because you've paid into it. It's the only logical thing that can make any kind of sense, right? At some point in time, you let people opt in or out, right? And then at some point in time, you say, hey, this is your new program. That's what it has to be.
What about the post office?
What about the post office?
Privatizing it.
Oh, I think the post office should be privatized.
How hard of a deal is that?
I'm not a postmaster general, but I would think. I mean, Amazon's got it pretty much figured out, right?
Right.
So UPS, FedEx. I mean, these guys know what they're doing. I mean, I get packages thrown on my porch on Sundays now.
Every time I look at a letter to be sent, I haven't sent one in years, but I hear that stamp has gone way up.
It has.
It's beyond even what people were even need to use anymore.
I think it could be done much more efficiently. But look, at the end of the day here, all the conversations we're talking about here, the government is the least efficient organization on the planet by design. So why would we ever want to put more stuff in the government's hands?
You got that right.
It's just that simple. So, but here's one of the downsides about a privatization of investments like the Social Security program. You've got individuals now making decisions, okay? And I was going to talk about this a little bit. We're probably running low on time.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's a great conversation. The SpaceX IPO, big deal right now, getting all kinds of hoopla. Who's going to make money on the SpaceX deal?
SpaceX employees.
SpaceX employees who did decide to go to work for SpaceX and put some of their shares or some of their paycheck into a illiquid investment in a company that may or may not go public. They believed in it. They tried. They wanted to do it, or maybe it was forced, or maybe they got some options in lieu of compensation. Elon Musk is creating more millionaires than has ever existed than has ever been created out there. It's amazing.
Good though.
I think it's awesome. Yeah. I think it's super cool. Bad Elon, terrible man for doing what he's doing.
So what don't we
like? Come on.
What don't we like about SpaceX?
I think it's fantastic. The challenge with SpaceX is if you're looking to buy SpaceX right now, he also, another great thing for Elon, he revolutionized how a company goes public, which is awesome because my industry is a little archaic at times. It's a little slow, sometimes for good reason. Regulation makes things more challenging, right? But the problem is he can let it get into the general population who don't understand the risks and ramifications. That's scary.
Chris, how can people get a hold of you?
Yeah, visit us online, SerenityWealthNow.com. Check out our weekly radio show. A couple weeks ago, we had News Talk STL's very own handsome Vic Porcelli.
Thank you very much. That was the best show ever, by the way. That was
it was pretty good.
Chris, thanks so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Time goes by so fast. I apologize.
You're all right.
Thanks, Chris.
Boy, Ken, what? Are you moving the clock with your hands?
No,
Is that
I'm
what
not.
You're doing?
I promise.
Going so fast.
Investment advice offered through Fortis Capital Advisors, LLC.